All right. So, yeah, we'll just go ahead and say this is in the marketing niche. Um, yeah, marketing, digital marketing,
Yeah.
SEO kind of stuff. Um, yeah, you can see that their traffic used to be quite a bit higher. There was a bunch of volatility, but then it was kind of averaging around 7 or 8 thousand traffic. Then it dropped all the way down to under 2,000 traffic. Right now, it's kind of on the rise a little bit again, but still looking pretty volatile, sitting at a little bit under 3,000 traffic right now. So still lost about half of its traffic overall. Let's go ahead and let me see what he said really quick, because I think he actually said something about this one um, before we start talking about it. All right, so it says, admittedly, the majority of the articles are crap as they are a means for passive income in the form of guest posts, mostly written by foreign writers. Okay,
Mm,
so most of the content on his website is written by foreign writers, and they're just going to be like crappy, like super crappy articles that are he's selling guest posts on the site,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
My site got hit pretty decent in November or December, which makes sense because yeah, that was the content spam update in early December. Or anyway, from one of the previous algorithm updates, I wanted to know if anyone could offer advice on how to go about finding which links may be harmful to the high traffic articles that got dinged. Okay, so first he's talking about all of the content on his website is crap, written by foreign writers, but then he's saying that
The backlinks,
he
yeah.
wants advice on finding which links could be harmful to his high traffic articles. So kind of a little bit scattered here. I mean, I guess both of these things could be the problem, but
Yeah.
in general, it all works together. And if you have your website full of just like crap content, I mean, that's uh, it's not very good these days. That Google's starting to get a lot better at judging like what content is good and what's not. And it's still kind of it's of course it's still like math based and all that, but yeah, if there's no effort and put into it, and it's not talking about what it needs to talk about, and it's just kind of got a bunch of grammatical and not good information, it doesn't cover topics fully, and it's not actually trying to rank for anything, then it's probably not going to do too well.
Lot of
Um,
stock photos, lot of
so you're looking at the website first.
generic. Yeah, I'm looking at the website first, especially after I heard that. A lot of generic content and stock photos, looks like something you would buy on Fiverr from a link farm.
Does he have any eat going on?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't see an about page. I see a contact page. I do
No
not see.
authors on any of the
He
posts.
has a meet the team section on his homepage, but it doesn't
But
link
that's
to
probably for his real
anything.
team, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Because I think, this probably, and if you look in Ahrefs, like, it did seem to work up until, let's say, March 22, um, where traffic spiked. And then the after that is where you start seeing things break down.
So okay,
And
so
I think,
I was gonna say he's got a meet the team thing on the homepage, but he has no meet the team like actual page, and there's no links to any author pages or anything. There's no like real profiles about these people. He just has a little blurb about a couple random people on his homepage, which is not really what Google wants as far as we know. Sorry to interrupt you. What were you saying?
no, it's fine. I mean, it probably just started as a business model where, like, they're actually using this to try and get marketing leads, right? And so this seemed like a good idea. Well, we'll double whammy. We get paid to produce content. We throw the content up. It's geared towards marketing. And, you know, when they started, then, that could have been where they got that spike up to almost, what is that? Like almost 20,000 traffic according to Ahrefs, which probably was pretty good in analytics. But it didn't last long, and then it started coming down.
So he does have ads running on the site, but nothing crazy.
No, it looks all right. I mean, it's just sidebar. Although, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hit by the SEO conference like 4 times on each page. Kind of funny.
Hmm.
The Saigon one.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I'm seeing it everywhere. They're retargeting me hard.
Nice.
You probably have ad blocker on, don't you?
Well, I turned it off and then looked at it.
But yeah, ultimately, these are obviously, you know, I, there's a bunch of them. Let's see how
Not
many
seeing
pages
any
are indexed here.
interlinking.
There's no, yeah, it's just
He has
like it's,
outbound authority links, but no interlinking. So as far as Google is concerned, when they come to this website, it's just, it just does not, it's not taking what it's doing seriously, I don't think. There's no interlinking, there's no like authors, there's no, anything that proves it's like a legitimate business. I don't see any like, let me make sure.
I found an author bio
I don't see
page
any like I don't see any
in,
privacy policy. I don't see any kind of any of that stuff as far as like the T goes and EAT. Um, as far as A goes, they're probably talking about a bunch of stuff in marketing, so I wouldn't really think that's too big of a problem. I mean, they're doing a bunch of different areas of marketing, so I'm not going to sit here and figure out how big their silos are for each one, but yeah, I mean, as far as the authors go, and then as far as the stuff like your privacy policy, disclosure statements, all that stuff, I'm not really seeing that kind of stuff. I mean, it looks like a cheap guest post blog that with it looks very anonymous. It doesn't look like a real business putting out factual information or that kind of stuff. And the articles themselves don't have any interlinking. Of course, I'm not running them through like Surfer or anything right now, but if I had to guess, I would say that since they are guest posts, they're probably like, 500 word articles. The articles are probably trying to compete against for the same keywords, if they are even targeting any keywords, are probably, quite a bit bigger and quite a bit more like well structured with H tags and everything, more than, a foreign writer on Fiverr is going to write for, $2. Yeah, so I mean, this stuff is a big problem, it didn't used to be as big of a problem, but it's a bigger problem these days. So, you would definitely want to look into this stuff. What were you going to say, Nick?
uh, no, I'm not sure. I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head as far as looking at the content goes. It's a, they've got a business website that then they turn into a link farm.
Yeah, they do have social profiles, which
And
is good, but
yeah, they've got that. Oh yeah. So like in looking up site colon the website, they've got 797 results. If you go down on the first page, then you'll come to find there's an author biography page, author bio page.
where?
Um, is just backslash author dash bio.
How'd you find that?
I literally just said searching in Google for site colon
Okay.
for results, and then down on the bottom of the first page, very bottom of the first page, I saw it there. However, what they're doing here is essentially separating their real business from the content that's showing up on their website. So they've eliminated any authors, right? They're using a plugin, is my guess, to eliminate um, author metadata, and I think they left date in there. So there's no connectivity between who wrote the article back to this author page at all. So the author page essentially stands alone, right? It's like an orphan page that has no connectivity to the entire blog roll, which is probably, quite a lot of pages. So, essentially the blog's existing like this complete anonymous set of information, like Chris was saying. There's no connectivity to the rest of the site. There's no interlinking. There's no connectivity to the authors. And then it's very generic
Yeah.
kind of content, like
I mean,
the
it feels like a
URL.
link farm.
Yeah, there's it's all stock images, so as stock as it gets. The permalinks are basically the same as the titles.
No interlinking.
No interlinking. You've got a link, you've got some outbound authority links, and then you've got a link to whoever. And then it's like, well, I haven't done this, but if you go in and you check the quality of who's buying these links, I mean, are they I don't know whether they have any vetting process or anything, but just guessing by how all of this looks, I'm going to go ahead and say they're on some sort of Fiverr-ish, if not Fiverr type place, and they're just selling links to whoever wants them.
I'm on Ahrefs now. Do you have anything else you want to say about the site?
No, that's it.
Okay, so yeah, I'm in Ahrefs now. I'm looking at anchors. It starts off good. You got a bunch of URL anchors up top. Got some branded anchors up top. But then they have a very high amount of exact match anchors as well. And just some like kind of like they have like one anchor that's used 42 times. That's just like the title of an article with like a colon in it and everything, like a title tag it looks like. So, anchors are a bit of a mixed bag. Definitely got a bunch of stuff that's been used multiple times that, it's going to end up being some low quality spam type stuff. Let's go ahead and I'm going to look at the backlinks. But just looking at the initial picture we've got up on the screen right now, they have 1.3K referring domains and a DR 58. So actually their DR
It's pretty solid.
is pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty good. But we'll kind of look into things a bit further.
Because they do have
Looks like I got some
good links.
PBMs in
They
here.
got like they've got entrepreneur, AOL, MasterCard. Like they've got some solid links. I wonder if they didn't repurpose a domain, or do they have a 301?
So I'm kind of sorting out the low quality links now. I'm just doing do follow contextual links that are above DR like 5. Brings them down to about 225 backlinks. 225 out of 1,400. So good amount of pretty low quality stuff in there.
A bunch of footer links from websites, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Granted, it looks like they are client sites. I don't know if they're actively doing that to a bunch of their clients. I personally don't recommend doing that. But they are traffic sites.
I wonder, like you said, maybe they had used it for something else before, and then they just decided to, maybe they stopped doing client work and just wanted to turn it into the passive income blog, and so they still had those kind of links remaining,
Yeah. Or I mean, they could be hitting both, It could have just been like, like I was saying earlier, they've got that idea of just, well, it'll help us, position ourselves better in the SERPs. However, as far as the content goes, the execution, if this was my agency site, hypothetically, like if that is what you guys are doing, I think I would have vetted a little bit harder on the selling of guest posts and kept it pretty exclusive and made sure that you're targeting SERPs that are worthwhile, etc.
I will say these remaining links, like the links I didn't filter out, actually look pretty decent.
Yeah, they're not bad.
So they've got some good links in there. So if I, I don't like their anchor text profile. It looks like they, because they're using it as a guest post farm site, it's very possible that a lot of these shitty links, people have bought these guest posts and then spammed them with crap to try to, basically power up their guest posts. So that's possible. You could look into disavowing some of that stuff if you wanted to. When was the first time they were hit? I'm gonna go look at the overview 2.0.
March.
See if it lines up with one of these updates. And it looks like it is going to line up with one of the updates. I'm not sure if it's going to be the link spam or the first one, which seemed to be more focused on quality content or content spam. If you're looking at an overview 2.0, Nick, could you look that up? Mine's loading. Just don't know how long it's going to take.
So December 22. That's when things really started to decline. Yeah, and that's with December 22 helpful content update.
December 22. Like what date was that on?
The 5th of December.
When was the link spam update?
right after that, December 14th.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah,
yeah,
so the
they
first one was the
started.
content one. The first one was
Mhm,
seemed to be more like about content spam, and that's when their looks like their big drop really started.
mhm.
And then kind of, the link spam update, I feel like it didn't really like hit anyone super. I mean, if your site was all being propped up by spam, it would hit you really hard, but it didn't really look like it was like showing up as like a penalty. It would just be like, okay, we're not counting these links anymore. So it would just like take you down where you need to be rather than, like hit you like super hard and take away all your traffic. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but if I had to guess, I would say the main problem with this site is just the content.
Content. Yeah.
I feel like the
Yeah. No,
links are
I mean,
actually pretty good
there's no
besides
doubt
the
in my mind
spam.
it's the content, quite honestly. Yeah, I, I'd be, yeah,
Okay,
be
Ahrefs is like
confident saying
completely
that.
dying for me. Hopefully the stream
I
doesn't
mean,
die
but yeah,
soon.
we, I feel like we covered it. I mean, like the
Yeah,
links to me, if it was going to cause some sort of decline issue, it'd be anchor based. But even there, I'm like, it doesn't look all that bad. And we've looked at a lot of sites since these updates hit. Yeah, this the content farm idea and how they're going about it, I think is the real culprit here.
for sure. And just lack of some like eat signals on there as well. Definitely want to pay attention to that stuff these days. But yeah, the content, interlinking, of course, just giving the site some love and the content some love and focusing on eat, I think would be what I would focus on. I wouldn't worry about the backlinks. You could keep building some new backlinks slowly, but it looks like the backlinks are pretty good. And you could also disavow the spam if you wanted to, but honestly, I don't. I feel like it's probably not super necessary. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.